Alrighty then, it's time for a top lane Kennen game, and you know what that means. Matchmaking keeps giving me top lane. Which one? And instead of complaining about it all the time, I'm just gonna try to look at this in a positive point of view. Because I can at least talk about the champions I'm playing top lane to survive this meta. Because when it comes to playing top lane, I'm not the most comfortable there. I can't CS the best all the times. I'm pretty inconsistent, and I'm pretty much paranoid about getting hand blasted by the enemy team. So I try to play safe champions or from my limited pool of champions and try to stay within meta. Like Garen deals well with the AP bruisers and Fiora as well sometimes. So I picked him. But prior to that, the meta prior to this one didn't do well. Garen didn't do well against him. So that's why you didn't see any Garen games. You saw almost a Zac. In this meta, Kennen does well against him as well as Garen. So unlike Garen, though, Kennen takes a way more defensive stance against his opponents because, like the Fiora, she would destroy me if I tried fighting her. However, she can't put up an aggressive stance against me. If she goes towards me, I could probably stun her, and then my minions can probably destroy the shit out of her. So I just have to play safe. I gotta sandbag the lane a little bit. Against someone like Nautilus or Rammus, again, just kind of stay at a distance, poke at the CS you can, and instead you would probably be maxing out W to control the wave a little bit more, but you get my drift. You just kind of survive. If you ever see an opening, of course, you can deal some damage to them, trick them into overcommitting, and blast them quite a bit. The Fiora right now is making a very dangerous gamble. She's sticking around despite the fact that she's at a very low health. She wants all the CS. The problem is that since she has no minions to shield her, I'm able to just pick at her. She's very close to death, but she still has teleports, so she'd go home. But she doesn't. I do everything in my power to, or at least try to prevent her from going home. I think that teleport, attempted back was a bait against me on the Hecarim, which is why I just kind of backed away. Anyways, you see, she's losing CS because she can't get close enough to, kill any minions, and she's going to try to go back home soon. And as soon as I see that, I'm going to try to throw a shuriken at her. I don't know what she tried doing in her jungle, so I didn't pay attention to that. But yeah, clear her minions. She's just trying to play safe, and I'm just going to keep tossing shurikens at her, trying to prevent her from going home, trying to prevent her from life stealing or healing or whatever the hell she has. Like in this case, I know she's trying to back finally, throw a shuriken, waste her time, I get more CS for free, and she loses a bit more. Simple as that. She kind of shouldn't have taken that gamble against someone like Kennen. Like, if she had just gone home, I wouldn't have probably, been able to keep that up again. Anyways, watch this. Hecarim tries to gank me, but I see Vi and Xerath coming, so I don't use my ultimate immediately. I need to control these two in order for my teammates to get close, so as soon as they were going to turn away from me, I pop my ultimate, and you can see them. They're getting destroyed. Unfortunately, the Hecarim does get away because Xerath misses his shots, but we easily kill the Fiora. Poor Xerath get no assist from that. It's not a big deal to notice. It's just kind of something simple. They engaged on me. I held onto my ultimate. A lot of people would actually use their ultimate immediately as a sort of a panic thing, and it might have screwed things up. I'm pretty sure Vi would have still caught somebody, but it wouldn't have been as clean as it was. Anyhow, the other thing about Kennen that's very beneficial during something like a super aggro meta is that no matter how badly you get busted up in top lane, if you don't farm or whatever, your ultimate is still useful. Kennen is in this weird zone of being a almost good, powerful mage, but also a tanky initiator. Like, he's subtly difficult to kill. Like, if you trap him and you absolutely focus fire him, you'll kill him. But he can stun you, he can run away from you, he can gain some resistances and just be hard to kill. That kind of shindig. So he's just he's one of those amalgamation champions whose identity is not really that clear, but you know what he can do. So even if I get fucked up, I know I can still initiate or whatever. That's why I'm focusing. I'll start off with my hourglass. Although you probably want that hourglass against Fiora anyways. My idea is that in these team fights, the enemy team is going to be a little bit clamped up. They're all very melee oriented. Even Ori is going to sort of dash forward and try to fight, right? So my idea is that when they do that, I counter initiate with my ultimate, and boom goes the dynamite. Just murder the shit out of them. The enemy team gets Rift Herald, and as soon as that happens, I back the shit away because I feel like they might tower dive me. How I play safely, just throw shurikens from a distance to a point where Fiora couldn't possibly get to me, and I'm trying to kill the minions and just weaken them slowly from a distance as well to prevent my tower from completely getting destroyed. However, Hecarim showed himself middle and died, which makes it strange for me because I figured they would that was their best chance of tower diving me. Although my ultimate would have made it super damn dangerous. So I guess that's why they didn't do it. Anyways, here's a few things just about Kennen, just how you build his ass. Remember, if you're fighting someone who pushes a lot, like Nautilus and I guess Rammus, you max out W to control the wave at least a little bit more. You're not going to be able to do anything with shurikens except farm. If you're fighting against someone who's going to who you can poke at, then you can build AD runes. In this game, I believe I took 80 reds and 80 quints. So alongside my Doran's blade, I had like 70 something attack, and early on I just kept poking at the Fiora every now and then. Yeah, they finally dove me, and they actually killed me. So here is so sadness for me, and then Zeroth misses his ultimate again sometimes. But yeah, poke at them. If you're fighting someone who you have to burst down, you build AP in lane and just absolutely blow them up or whatever. He's pretty malleable with builds, so that's one of my reasons I gravitated towards him. The fun story about Kennen is that a long time ago, I said I had no interest in playing him because one of the people I grew up with would always play Kennen. He was a furry, and it was really weird. His obsession with Kennen. So I never touched Kennen. Then, like, someday I just decided, hey, I gotta learn a new top lane. I tried Vladimir, I tried Ryze, and I tried Kennen. And when I tried Kennen, I was just, oh my god, what have I been missing for these 4 goddamn years? So I finally played Kennen, and yeah, I feel comfortable playing him. And with that, I'm pretty much recommending it to anybody else. He's a very safe champion if you're afraid of playing top lane. If you're not that experienced playing top lane, he's someone you could probably pick up. He doesn't have a high win rate because he's more of a setup champion than an outright, murdering champion. So keep that in mind. Anyways, the enemy team engages my teammates, but I teleport right in and they know to back the fuck off. However, Fiora doesn't, catch the memo, and her initiating pretty much causes the enemy team to get absolutely ham-blasted. I just annihilate them with my ultimate. That was not good of the Fiora. I kind of feel bad for the rest of the team because, I don't know, it's that sort of compulsion, right? When you see your teammate get CC'd or something happens to them in front of you, you're like, oh, I should back up my teammate, not just let them die, because there might be a chance we could turn this around. So I think that's why the enemy team got a little too close to my ultimate after having evaded it, and then they just got blown up. It's sadness. And then, of course, Vayne is doing Vayne stuff and trying to split push without paying attention to the map and pretty much dying like a bitch. She achieved basically nothing, and apparently she's fighting with her teammates again. Fun fact, this is a game that happened after we had a Vayne that was already fighting with her teammates. Apparently the Fiora is kind of fighting with her teammates too. I've been fighting nothing but Fioras this entire week when I played top lane. She's become the new Riven, both in the amount you see and the very toxic player base that accompanies it. So, I have not seen a single Riven in an entire month. And it's strange that I just kind of it feels so alien to me not seeing a Riven, at least in the game. Anyways, as I was saying, Kennen, recommend him. He's not that easy to learn right off the bat because you gotta learn energy conservation and how to, flow your damn combo. But his ultimate alone is pretty brain dead. Put yourself on top of the enemy team, click it, hopefully you stun the shit out of a few people and get a few kills. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? And of course, he's super safe in lane, so if you're super afraid, like I am, about feeding the enemy team, you can play moderately safely. And later on in team fights, you can be just a jackass. Because when you have Hourglass, you can go in, just stun people, and they can't do anything about it. I just really liked Kennen. It's in not the furry way that my friend did. Just, he's very, he's very controlling in the team fight, despite the fact that he's like this he's an amalgamation of a lot of things. Historically, he's been a ranged AD carry, he's been a mid laner, top laner, support, and at one point, he could even jungle. It's just because he was a little bit overbuffed, but that was short-lived. So yeah. Either way, as you can see, the game isn't exactly over, so you can tell what's going to happen here. We're going to overstay our welcome just a little bit. So Vi gets killed, Kog'Maw gets killed, we run away for our lives. Don't worry yet, it's not a throw. It's solo queue, but not solo throw. Solo, whatever. Throw queue, there we go. It's a new one. Alright, I mentioned earlier that my top lane retinue of champions is ridiculously low. I think I only have Zac, Kennen, Garen, Rise, but they kind of just keep changing them. I just gave up on playing Rise. And any jungler that I know that I can sort of make work in top lane as well. I don't have that many top laners, so I stick to what's comfortable or what makes sense in the meta. So if you see me upload any top lane games, just sort of keep that in mind. I'm playing mostly what I'm comfortable with and can survive in the meta. And if anything, these videos at least can hopefully help some of you who are also afraid of playing top lane, but you have no choice but to put it as your secondary or something. Or with any lane, actually. Just play someone who's versatile in the meta, survives it, and can sandbag it or whatever. Anyways, once again, my team goes for the Nexus, and we overcommit to the point of trying to get kills, and we get slaughtered. Hooray! Fortunately for us, the enemy team hasn't taken tier 3, the first tier of the towers in mid lane, so there's no chance in hell they can push. So we realized we were stupid, recover, and then we realized Hecarim is even dumber. I don't even know what he was trying to do there. But who's even dumber than the Hecarim? The Fiora, who doesn't cancel her teleport, knowing full well we're all here to destroy her. And she dies very, very embarrassingly, despite the fact that she yelled at everybody in her team. Anyways, Fiora dies, Hecarim dies, we catch the Ahri, she dies, we catch the Blitzcrank, he doesn't die. So, yeah, game is pretty much over, and I hope you enjoyed that. Anyways, for the following week, I'm going to be uploading at least one video every day. YouTube is having some issues with my uploads, and the only way I can apparently fix this is by uploading more videos. So here's hoping you enjoy the following week. This channel is supported by my sponsors, Crunchyroll and Loot Crate. Check out the description below for links to the websites. Signing up for any trials, including Crunchyroll's free anime trial, greatly supports my channel. Also remember to give the video a like to support the channel and subscribe if you haven't yet.